Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. And today, with the release of the new X440, it got me thinking about Harley's new bike that they're going to bring out in 2026, and that is the Sprint. But before we do that, we have a viewer bike to look at, and this comes from a fellow Canadian out in New Brunswick, and this is Frank's 2011 Fat Boy. He's got Bassani radial sweepers for the exhaust and an S&S intake. It's also got a dyno jet tune, and he sent in a video so we can hear this thing running. So thanks for sending that in, Frank. And if anybody else out there would like to see their bike in a video, send me a pic with some info. My contact info is in the description below. So if we're going to talk about the Sprint, we got to look at where it came from. I mean, the Sprint was a very lightweight, small displacement bike, single cylinder. We're looking at displacements of 250 and 350, and this bike was produced all the way back in the 1960s. Now the Sprint also had a couple of variations. It had the SS and the Sprint H. Now these small little bikes, they were produced overseas by an Italian company, Aero Machi. At least I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now they were actually an aircraft company first, and then started building small motorcycles after World War II for a little cheap transportation. Now back in July of this year, dirty old Jochen Zeitz came out and said they were going to be bringing out a smaller motorcycle, which would be, in reality, the Sprint. Now, the idea is the target audience to be younger riders, new riders, those looking for an affordable entry into the Harley Davidson brand. Now, the purpose is really to be profitable. It's a low-cost option as well. Hopefully, it's going to attract new riders to Harley, which will inevitably move up to those big, higher-priced bikes. Price-wise, Harley is looking at making this a $6,000 motorcycle, maybe even a sub-$6,000 motorcycle, which for us here in Canada would be about in the $8,000 to $8,500 range. Now keep in mind that price, that $6,000 price, is going to be before any possible dealer markups or any taxes, things like that. So $6,000 might be close, but the other thing that I wonder though, if you have the Nightster, that bike comes in around that $10,000 price range, and with that bike you're going to be getting more power, probably more tech, and I mean even the Nightsters, you could get one right now probably for a discounted price. So will people really be looking at the Sprint when they could, for maybe $2-3 grand more, get it probably a much more powerful motorcycle? Now, in order to meet a price point of around $6,000, they've got to keep manufacturing costs low, and that means not manufacturing in the US, because let's face it, when you have unions, things like that, the labor cost is going to be much higher in the US. So these bikes are going to be manufactured either in India or Thailand. They have came out and said that it will not be in China, at least. And now they haven't really got into specifications as to how big of an engine this is going to be. People are mostly saying this is probably going to be about a 300 to a 500 cc engine, possibly maybe even a smaller Rev Max. And technology-wise, well, that remains to be seen. If you're getting a bike for about $6,000, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of tech associated with it. Now, I hadn't put too much thought into the Sprint really at all. It's not something that I would be in the market for, but it was the unveiling of the new X440T, which is a bike sold overseas, not here in North America, that kind of got me thinking about this bike and wondering, is Harley going to do something more of a retro looking bike with updated tech, or is it going to be more along the looks of that 440? And the X440 is a small bike. It's a small displacement, single cylinder, air/oil cooled motorcycle. And I think if Harley does produce the bike in India, you will get something that looks more like that X440. However, if the bike is made in Thailand, well, what else is made in Thailand? Revolution Max engine. I think if it is done in Thailand, we will see something like a small, say 500cc displacement Rev Max engine in there, and perhaps they'll do some classic styling and ram a Rev Max in there. But I think depending on where the bike is actually produced will be the difference of what type of engine we're going to get in it. So it's going to be interesting in the new year, in 2026, to see what they actually decide to come out with this bike. My hope with that, it would be something with retro styling and upgraded tech. Like say perhaps a Rev Max engine in something that looked more like that classic Sprint design. I don't know, it'll be interesting. I just really hope they don't screw it up, and with a $6,000 price point, they're going to have to keep the costs low. We'll see what they actually come out with. My big hope is that they don't decide to come out and make some sort of half-assed sport bike, try to do something like that with it, because I think that would be a disaster. But anyway, what do you guys think they're going to do? Let me know in the comments if you're interested to see what this bike is like. Maybe some of you are thinking of purchasing it. Who knows? But let me know in the comments, and you guys stay safe if you're still out on the road, and I will catch you in the next one.